Welcome back to Geometry Module 6 Lesson 2. Finding unknown angles and geometrical figures such as parallelograms, rhombuses and trapeziums. Calculators will be allowed for this class. This topic covers finding unknown angles and various geometrical figures that may look a little strange and a little unfamiliar to you at first. However, once we go through a few examples, you'll soon find out it's quite simple. Alright students, let us define some of these expressions to help us comprehend this topic a lot better. First of all, let's look at the parallelogram. It's a four-sided figure. I'm going to draw this for you. A parallelogram is a four-sided figure. Okay, and these are the characteristics. Okay, opposite sides are parallel. Opposite sides are parallel. Opposite sides are equal. Okay, opposite sides are equal. That one and that one. They are all opposite. When they are opposite each other, they are equal. Opposite angles. That angle is equal to that angle. That angle equals to that angle. Well done. Let's move on to what is a rhombus. A rhombus is also a four-sided figure. Okay? It's a four-sided figure where what? Opposite sides are parallel. Opposite sides are parallel. All four sides are equal in length. All four sides are equal in length. And opposite angles are equal. That one is equal to that one. That one equals to that one. Last in the list is a trapezium, also a four-sided figure. Only one pair of parallel sides, only one pair that is parallel to that one. That's it, that's the only characteristic. Moving on. The objectives of this lesson. Objective number 1, find unknown angles in parallelograms. Objective number 2, find unknown angles in rhombuses. And thirdly, find unknown angles in trapeziums. Remember that it is just as important to read the question carefully as it is to examine the diagrams, because some of the information needed may not always be shown in the diagrams. With that in mind, let's jump straight into the question. Alright students, let's move to question 1. In the following figure, not drawn to scale, ABCD is a trapezium. This right here, follow the red light. This is a trapezium. CDEF is a parallelogram. Given this information, we are asked to find X. Okay, we are supposed to find X. So let's look at this diagram for a little bit. And then let's look at this. In any four-sided figure, you know this information, okay? In any four-sided figure, the sum of each pair of angles between two parallel sides. So these are the two parallel lines. And to make life a lot easier, let's go ahead and draw a little arrow to indicate that they are parallel. Okay, now you've done that. And the sum of each pair of angles, which is this angle and this angle, when you add them up, you're supposed to get 180 degrees, right? When you know this information, we can find angle BCD. This angle right here, okay? You can find angle BCD. So let's move on to step 1. Let's find that angle. Step 1 is angle BCD equals to 180 degrees minus 50. So the answer is 130 degrees. What's the reasoning? AD, the line AD is parallel to the line BC. Right? Now, as we learned earlier, the opposite angles of a parallelogram are equal. Okay? Now, that means that this particular angle right here is the same as 114 degrees. So let's fill that information in. 114 degrees. And you have already calculated C to be 130 degrees. So let's fill up that information too. Okay, now you can find X, right? What is the principle? Angles at a point add up to 360 degrees. That's the point. So let's do step 2 to find angle X. Okay, let's do that. Angle X equals to what? 360 minus 130 minus 114. What's the answer you get? You get 130. 16 degrees. Now that's angle X, and that is your final answer. Okay, and what is the reasoning? The reasoning is angles at a point. Okay, so that's your final answer. Well done. Let's move on to question 2. Welcome to question 2, students. In the following figure, not drawn to scale, PQRS is a rhombus. PQRS, this right here, is a rhombus. Let's look at the information given. Angle QPS is 108 degrees. This one right here is 108 degrees. Angle QTS, this one, this angle is 35 degrees. And angle RST, this one right here is 50 degrees. That's the information given. Let's find RQT. RQT, this is the angle that we are looking for. Alright, this is the missing angle we are looking for. Now, as we learnt earlier, the opposite angles of a rhombus, this angle and this angle, are equal. So let's fill in that information. Also, because the sides of the rhombus are equal, this means that PQS, this one, and RQS, this one, are isosceles triangles. Using this information, we can then find RSQ and RQS. RSQ and RQS. We can find this information because it's an isosceles triangle. Now let's go on to fill in this information first. So what is angle QRS? It is 108 degrees. Right? Opposite angles of a rhombus. Now let's find angle RSQ, which is also equals to RQS because it is an isosceles triangle. Angle RSQ equals to angle RQS. Let's write that down. Equals to 180 minus 108. Let's put that in a bracket. Divided by 2. Divided by 2. What is the reasoning? Angle sum of a triangle. But let's get the answer first. The answer is 70. Let's see. 72 divided by 2 is going to be 36 degrees. Reasoning is sum of an angle in a triangle. This is how you write that, angle sum of a triangle. Okay? Since we found that information, let's fill that information into the figure itself. And because we know that it is an isosceles triangle, let's fill up that information as well. Let's indicate that it's an isosceles triangle. These are just good habits to develop. Now, looking at the triangle QTS, we can use the principle of angle sum of a triangle to find RQT. Now, to solve for RQT, we've got to find this angle. When we can find this angle, we can subtract 36 of it and we can find angle RQT. So let's go ahead and do that. So these are the steps. Angle RQT equals to 180 degrees, 180 minus 35, which is angle T, minus 36 minus 50 minus 36. Angle S is 36 and 50 combined. So we are writing them independently, individually. Okay? And the final answer you get is 23 degrees. When you do the math, you get 23 degrees as your final answer. And the reasoning is angle sum of a triangle. Okay, look at the figure carefully, and this was really easy to work out. Well done. We are done with both questions. That's your final answer. We've come to the end of lesson 2. I'm looking forward to seeing you in lesson 3. Go ahead and attempt the quiz and go score.